Well, it's a brand new year, and we are back. Hello again, everyone, and Happy New Year from myself and Falls Count Anywhere. Here on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network, Eric Dunn here with you at home in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. I hope everyone had a tremendous Christmas, had a tremendous New Year's, was safe. Oh man, do I have a lot to break down for all of you. Um, but I just want to take a chance to wish everybody a prosperous 2024 and at this time say thank you to those that are a part of this ride, a part of this journey with me to celebrate the new year. And um, I might have teased this last Wednesday, but this has been a tough week from the perspective of just making some different routines and getting comfortable with transitioning into a brand new year and just doing some things you haven't done in a while. So, kind of in a rut, but it's fine. Today is also a very special day for me as I get to do it on a day where I get to honor someone in my family. This is the day when my grandfather died 12 years ago, and I'm very privileged that I get to do this and proud on a day where I get to honor him and um, be able to do what I love while honoring him on a day that's about him. So definitely a win-win situation, as I would definitely call this. Um, and personally, I think it was a win-win too for WWE. Um, for you guys, I've got the yeah. That was a sign of how my week's been. Um, so uh, just a side note too that our man behind the scenes, the creator Rodrigo of Rhode Island Broadcasting, um, he'll once in a while throw in like these little shots at me or like these little jabs or like whatever you want to call it. One of them he calls me is the one you see on the screen right here. It's called Yanni Man. So I guess everybody has its little niche somewhere, right? And yeah, so that's just the way it goes. But I want to take this opportunity to welcome you guys to a brand new year. This is a brand new season, season two, episode one. But I'm really just calling it based on what the episode number is for me. Um, and so I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you to everybody that's been with me for the 6 months I've been started doing this, and hopefully now with being in a long 12 months going forward officially, I'll be able to give you guys some more results. So WWE's day one from Monday night. I have the results for you. The preview for this Friday night SmackDown, which also includes a very special update on something that I really didn't think would happen, but it did. Um, so as you know, uh, the COO Triple H, he's known to make some very interesting changes, very interesting surprises, and as someone that's able to keep everything on the low key and keep it under the radar, he did a hell of a job with what he did on Monday night. I'll explain that for you guys in just a little bit. Um, but just to let you guys know, this too is a side note. False Count Anywhere is live every Wednesday at 5 right here on X, YouTube, Twitter, and right here on Facebook. And you guys can follow us on YouTube and on Facebook at Rhode Island Broadcasting, on Twitch at Rhode Island Broadcasting as well. All right, underscore broadcasting, as well as on X at broadcasting RI. Buy me a coffee. We're also available at that too at RI Broadcasting. Um, and then we're also available this show on Amazon, Google, Spotify, TuneIn, and Podbean Podcasts, as well as Red Circle. So many ways for you guys to tune in, many ways for you guys to stay in touch and catch up on everything I give you guys on what's the latest and greatest with WWE. So, yeah, as Yoni Man is coming back. Um, oh, brother. So, I, for one, am excited to break all this down for you guys. So, here it is. But before I do, for the very first time of this year, I'd like to present to all of you at this time that this broadcast of Falls Count Anywhere, the first broadcast of 2024, is the exclusive property of Rhode Island Broadcasting for the private use of our audience, and any publication, reuses, or redistributions by anyone, it is not prohibited and is given the express consent to be shared everywhere and is greatly appreciated. So Raw Monday Night was WWE's day one, and what a show. It was a show. Now, when I tell you how good it was, we have officially, in my eyes, kicked off the road to WrestleMania. And I know that the end of the Royal Rumble officially begins the road to WrestleMania, but I think the road to WrestleMania has officially begun right now because it's the month. Because when you hit the month of the Royal Rumble, everyone is in WrestleMania season. And when I say WrestleMania season, that doesn't go from the entire year round. That doesn't go from the end of WrestleMania to the next one. When I say WrestleMania season, that begins in January. So definitely something that uh, definitely did not disappoint for New Year's Day. And here are the results for you right here. You know, going from top to bottom. So the match kicked off with the man Becky Lynch against Nia Jax. And what happened was, after catching Becky Lynch with an earth-shattering right hand, as the man attacked for the second rope, Nia, competing in her hometown of San Diego, followed up with the Annihilator to score a huge victory over the highly decorated former Women's World Champion. And then Cody Rhodes officially kicked off Monday Night Raw after that. Um, this part was also interesting too. Uh, main event Jey Uso and Kofi Kingston of the New Day, they took on Imperium in tag team action, but was stopped due to a referee stoppage due to Giovanni Vinci's injury of Imperium. This was hysterical. So on Miz TV, and when I say like on Miz TV, Miz was trying to get Judgment Day on. Or should I say, in his words, Judgment Day has been begging to get on to Miz TV, but Miz and self-proclaimed member R-Truth found themselves in a confrontation with Dirty Dom and JD McDonough. And it was funny how Truth basically would join up with Miz, and they basically reformed Awesome Truth for one night. So in the final moments of an explosive tag team match, a very confused R-Truth insisted he was part of the Judgment Day. JD McDonough attempted to capitalize by holding up Miz and demanding Truth hit the A-lister. But Miz moved at the last second, however, and Truth clobbered JD. This paved the way for Miz to defeat him with the skull-crushing finale. And then Women's World Heavyweight Champion Rhea Ripley defeated Ivy Nile to retain her title. And this was what I told you about. So Triple H, 24 hours prior to the first Raw of 24, which was day one, Triple H gave a teaser on his X page for Twitter. And he said, a former WWE champion will be returning. When it was announced, Jinder Mahal came out of all people. And I looked at this like, there's no way that this is true. There's no way that Triple H would have gotten him to come out. It's impossible. There's just not even it just can't be because it didn't make sense to me. There there has to be a jobber way of saying someone bigger than you is going to come out. And who came out? The one and only People's Champion, the Brahma Bull, the Great One, The Rock. Last time we saw him was back in September on a SmackDown in Denver when it was him and Pat McAfee beating the crap out of Austin Theory. And I was losing my mind when I heard his music. I said, this is how you keep everybody in suspense. This is how you keep this thing a secret. What a job by Triple H. Like, that was such a well-kept surprise. I couldn't believe how well-kept that was. No one could actually connect the T's and dot the I's on this because no one knew who it was. And when Rock came out, he gave a really funny promo on Mahal, beat the crap out of him. He laid the smackdown, and then he hinted at the end of his promo by asking San Diego if he should have a spot at the head of the table. And the reason why I say this is because this is why I'm excited. Last year, at last year's WrestleMania, it was supposed to be Reigns and Rock back in April. Something happened with management, and either one of the two parties that didn't want the match. And my guess is it probably was Reigns, which I'm not surprised, but Rock was extremely passionate and basically I couldn't believe it. Like he was passionate on Mahal, and then he basically says, "Do you think the Rock should sit at the head of the table?" Everybody that was at that arena that night lost their minds. So did I. I was like, can we finally see the match we've been waiting to have? And in my eyes, that could lead to a very interesting road to WrestleMania. Because it appears to me that Reigns' contract is going to expire in 24, and which is this year anyway. But however, there's a rumor going around that his contract is going to expire at WrestleMania, and the second he loses those titles, he is gone. So, I think that a lot of us are hoping that he leaves because the problem that we have with Reigns is that he's a part-time champ, and I don't think that's what this company needs. I think they need a full-time champion. And the biggest thing I was impressed with when it came to Rock was was basically how much that crowd still loved him, and I was excited to see him back. My only fear is if they shoot this down with Reigns and he doesn't face him at WrestleMania, is there another way around it that can make him do that? Maybe there is, but I think that the biggest thing that I saw with Rock is that he looked very comfortable out there. And that to me spoke volumes when it came to just how far Rock has come when it comes to just being involved with the crowd and just taking it all in. I mean, the guy looks like he never left at all. He looks like he's never lost a beat, and he looks so comfortable being out there. Like, it's just amazing seeing that. Like, watching his work, you can't help but see how good he is. And the hardest thing that I see with Rock right now is, can they make this match official? It's going to be a long time, in my eyes. Probably not even until we get closer to WrestleMania. But I'm liking the way this is going with Rock. Like this is getting interesting now, and it was just a great segment watching that back. And then the before I get to the main event, I'll have updates to you guys on the Rumble as we officially get closer to it. Uh, the biggest thing with Rocky right now is that he's on a trend that's a good trend, and I think that if Rock is able to not only just I mean, how should I say this? If Rock is able to maintain the status that he's at, it's all going to come down to whether, thank you for the comment, whether he gets a new movie or if he stays a while. Can't blame you there. I think we can't blame you on that one. Um, and then so it was so great seeing Rock back, and I think that WrestleMania just got interesting now with him involved, if he does get involved. And now the main event, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. So an incredible match pitting Rollins and McIntyre. Senor Money in the Bank Damian Priest suddenly emerged to hit Rollins with a briefcase to set the wheels in motion to cash in his contract. But, however, before he could do that, in a sense, McIntyre took out Priest and Dirty Dom. He then returned to the ring and hit a Claymore on Rollins, but when he went for the pin, Rollins' foot ended up on the bottom rope. The unhinged McIntyre then attempted to finish off Rollins by driving him through the announce table before he could execute. But though Rollins hit him with a pedigree onto the table, followed up by a stomp in order for him to actually get the win. The hardest thing I saw with Rollins was he has been known to put up great fights, and the fight I saw with him and McIntyre was a very good fight. The only thing I look at with Seth is, as I mentioned this before, how deep can this run go? His back is going to have surgery, and he may be gone and never come back because of this. Who knows? But the biggest thing I'm happy right now is that the pieces are starting to come together, and hopefully as we get closer to the Rumble, the pieces that we hope will come together are going to continue to fall into place, whether we see it or not. And I'm personally very excited to see what the future is going to hold, especially for this company going into the year that they have. They have the opportunity to do something special, and we could be in for a really star-studded WrestleMania. Like, it's so good watching WWE right now. So, but the question mark I have in this comment: why are they so reluctant in having Cody as world champion? I don't know why he's not finishing the story right now, but my guess is I think they got a plan for him at some point. Could be WrestleMania, but we don't know right now. The biggest thing I see right now with Cody is that he's going to continue to keep on not just improving, but he's just going to just grind it out, tough it out, and finish the story sooner than later. Because I think he will. Because I know that he's got everybody behind him to finally finish it. So with that being said, we're going to take our only break here. When we come back, the SmackDown preview for this Friday, I've got some thoughts on it, and I've got some ideas, and I'll break this all down for you and preview with you after a word from your Rhode Island broadcasting station. You're watching False Count Anywhere here on the RIB Broadcasting Network, and I will be right back. welcome back to False Count Anywhere. You're on the RIB Broadcasting Network. Erik Dunn back with you here on the first FCA show of the new year, 2024. Happy New Year once again to everybody else out there. Um, so before the break, day one's Raw was great, as I mentioned. Um, if I look back on what the highlights were for me personally, it was definitely the Seth and Drew match, as well as The Rock returning home again. And to make matters even more interesting, the one thing I know for sure about next Monday's Raw is that CM Punk is going to return as well, just in time because he also said, I believe for Christmas time, that he's entering the Royal Rumble as well. So this could literally be the side of two coins here, or basically a very interesting way for WWE to make something special out of this, because I think that they can, and I think that the biggest thing I've seen with this is that there's a lot of pieces to a puzzle that I think is going to make a lot of sense, and I'm personally stoked to see what WWE is going to be able to do with this, and that leads me to this Friday night SmackDown with the preview for that. And the biggest thing I saw with this is we're going to find out Roman Reigns' challenger for the undisputed WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. And general manager Nick Aldis, who was Magnus in TNA, created this match. And I think it's going to be a great match. Like, I really think that it's going to be one hell of a great main event. It's going to be a great triple threat. And just going down the line here for you guys, here is the preview for it. So going from bottom to top here. So basically, Logan Paul, as I mentioned to you before, Logan Paul is the United States champion. And with Kevin Owens set to battle Santos Escobar to determine the number one contender, the match promises to be a big SmackDown moment. When there is a high-profile moment, there is U.S. champion Logan Paul. And then Owens and Escobar. So, as tough as he is, Owens injured his hand in the first round, and it's unclear whether it will be to his detriment in the high-stakes matchup. Meanwhile, Escobar overcame Bobby Lashley in the semifinals with help from the returning Angel Garcia and what's his name? Camilo Humberto, who could look to help Escobar defeat KO as well. So let's see who's going to earn the right to challenge for it. I definitely think it's going to be KO. I think Owens and Paul will be a great match. I mean, I see the writing on the wall there. I think it makes sense to me. And then, basically, the phenomenal AJ Styles, the Apex Predator, Randy Orton, and LA Knight to collide in a triple threat match for SmackDown's New Year's Revolution. So these three superstars have each staked a claim to face the head of the table at the Royal Rumble. Knight came very close to victory against the Tribal Chief at Crown Jewel a year ago, and Styles and Orton, they were taken out by the bloodline, with the Viper spending more than a year and a half time to recover. Styles and Orton have made it their mission to take out the bloodline, which Styles has returned 2 weeks ago, sending shockwaves throughout the WWE universe. Both former WWE champions Styles and Orton have a very, very storied history, most notably battling each other at WrestleMania 35. Knight, meanwhile, is looking to capture his first world title in WWE. Which fan favorite will come out on top and earn a championship shot against Reigns at the Rumble? That's tough. Like, it's tough for me to actually find who I think it's going to be, but if I had to put my money down on it, I think it's going to be Randy. just because of how far that he's come, not just in his career, but how far he's come in general. I think that if Randy gets this, he's going to get the opportunity to, even if he doesn't win at the Rumble, to get the revenge on Reigns. I think that's the most ideal scenario to me. And then um, Roman Reigns is also coming back to see, with the Royal Rumble on the horizon, who will become the number one contender to the head of the bloodline on the road to WrestleMania. So believe me when I tell you guys, WWE has got a lot of pieces to this puzzle right now where they've got a lot of work to do, but they're putting the work in, they're grinding, and they're toughing it out, and they're trying it out. And the biggest thing that I see with that is I see a lot of value in what WWE is trying to do right now regarding Raw and SmackDown. And the biggest thing I look at with WWE that I'm really excited about is the Royal Rumble. I mean, look at the pieces to the puzzle and look at what they're trying to, to do right now. WWE is not just hanging strong, that they're basically keeping everybody. And seeing Rock just come back too was the icing on the cake there. But Knight, Orton, and Styles, that triple threat's going to be a great match. I only say that because I've seen how Triple H is at times when he keeps the secrets down below and someone tries to sneak other for above. Nope, because the game took care of us. He took care of us properly, and that to me spoke volumes um, about the level of responsibility he has, not just in this company, but just in general. And for me, regarding the Royal Rumble, I think it's going to be a great fight to watch. I'm looking forward to it. Um, I think that for WWE, they need to just keep the foot on the gas and just don't let off. And they just need to keep riding this to get to the Rumble. Once they get to the Rumble, the rest will take care of itself. And for me, I'll find out more on Friday about what happens there. I'll find out on Monday um, what happened with Punk. And for Punk, I feel like he's going to be hanging in there, and he's going to do everything he can in his power to not only survive but also to thrive as well. So basically, for you guys going into next week as well, I've got the full card for you. It is the Raw results from next Monday night, SmackDown results from this past Friday night, and we're going to go from there. And I'll be able to give you guys all of the details from both of those shows as well as the results. And I do want to express this as well. WWE, they are on the road to WrestleMania right now, and it will be one hell of a great ride. So next week, once again, guys, SmackDown results as well as the Raw results, and we'll dissect them all together so I can give it to you in one good shot. So that being said, on behalf of the man behind the scenes, Rodrigo of Rhode Island Broadcasting, this is Eric Dunn saying so long and thank you from my home in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. This has been the first presentation of 2024 for False Count Anywhere here on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. I'll see you guys next week with a lot more to dissect for y'all as we get ready for the Royal Rumble. Thank you guys so much once again for watching and listening.